Poundstone, and this is the first night of my show. I'm here in my house, and I was getting ready to go over to the studio, but I wanted to talk to you guys, the home viewers, before I went to meet the studio audience, because, I don't know, because I'm a television viewer myself, and I just want to have a moment to bond with you. This is my cat, Mike, who actually came to me with that pillow attached to her belly. She's a very rare kind of cat. Okay, I lied. What other good things? Well, this right over here, this is my cat, Baloo, right there, who's just staring at some electrical cord. Baloo is a lot more easier entertained than you guys, I'm sure. This is my water pistol, and I use this if the cats do like a bad thing, if they scratch the carpet or something. It does stop them from doing it. And also, if a criminal made entirely of sugar were to come into my home, he pretty much doesn't have a prayer. We're just going to go into the bathroom. Here, come here. This is my hallway. It's not that exciting, but I'm kind of proud of it. You know. All right, come on in here. We'll fit. Come on. This here. See, this is my small shampoo collection. I was on the road as a comic for 14 years, and I want you to know I never just took them off the maid's cart. These are all the ones that were put in my room. And I have the door child-proofed because I don't want any children coming in here and taking them. This is the ballroom. You may have guessed that already. It's where, you know, in the summer, we have the big cotillions. This is an antique phone that I bought because I'm expecting a call from Franklin Delano Roosevelt. This is my dining room. I've never eaten in here, ever. I don't usually dine. If I were to eat in my house, it would probably be at this table. I had this table built, actually, and the guy, before he built it, he wanted to show me it would, and the table wasn't there for the longest time. He brought me this wood sample, and so for the longest time, I just ate off this, mostly just sushi and a variety of snack foods. I don't really cook at all, so I don't have many dishes, but what I do have in my dishwasher, to-go menus. Any food in Los Angeles, totally at my disposal. It's a festival of foods right here in my dishwasher. Okay, in here is the silverware collection, which, if I ever have children, naturally, I'll pass it on to them, perhaps on their wedding day. You can see here it's all perfectly organized with the plastics and the actual silvers. Okay, I'm a little nervous, but it's time to head over to the studio. Look, camera guy, can you do me a favor? My manager, Bonnie, doesn't like it when I bend over on camera, so if you could just hold the camera up, and I'll get the keys on the floor and pop back up. Hold on. Got him. This way. Smell that first show air. This is my house, of course, you saw that. That's in front of my house. This is my yard, and down there, which I'm not allowed to bend down and touch, you know the rule, is my grass. And that's my neighbor's house, and that's my neighbor's house. She has a dog named Muffin, who my cats have called the cops on I don't know how many times now. This is my sporty automobile, and that's the camera car. Okay, wait, now this is the logo for the show right over here. Gotta put it in my car. Guess Greta Garbo was never in television. There we go. Okay, ready? Come on. I'm always running late. They hate that in television. The commish might have to go on a little bit later. Wait a minute. This is my theme song for the show, not for me.
Here we have the theme for the Paula Poundstone Show. So you're home on Saturday night.
Don't you have a social life?
Mix those favorite snacks you go for.
Put the sweats on, hit the sofa.
If you can't miss nurses, have someone tape it for you. Yes, it's time, you know. A boop, boop, boop for the Paula Poundstone Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Paula Poundstone? Thank you very much. No, I'll get it. Well, thanks so much for coming. Did you find it okay? Yes. Do you like the entrance? I want to do the opening to the show different every time so that instead of having like the regular title sequence, there's just a different one every time. There's a few more minutes of the show, for heaven's sakes. You may as well take advantage of it. And people that I talked with that work in television said, you can't do that because the audience won't be able to find the show each time it's on. They won't know what it is. I said, when the words The Paula Poundstone Show come up, frankly, those who can't find it, best stay away. I think we need to kind of keep our distance from them. Hey, Sam, this is Sam, the handheld guy. I just noticed that there's a Hello David name tag here on the floor. Is there anybody here named David? Are we wearing name tags tonight? Are you David? Sam, would you give it to him? Everybody, this is David.
Thank you.
David, are you? I'm so afraid that it's going to turn out that I somehow know everyone in the audience, and it's like a school play tonight, and not really real. David, how did you happen to get here?
I drove.
Drove, using your motor conveyance. Good thinking. But how did you know that the show was tonight? Do you know someone on the show?
No.
No, because that would have to be me. I was just testing you. No, you saw like an ad or something?
Saw the ad. I made the phone call. Here I am.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. You saw the ad. Like, let me just go through the beats of what happened with you. You saw the ad in like a newspaper. You made a phone call and then just developed there in that seat.
Your staff called me back. They were very pleasant.
Thank you very much.
Called me back twice, actually.
My staff called you back twice?
Twice.
That second one could have been a prank phone call, David. They don't usually... They are not instructed to call twice. I think you may have some sort of weird stalker now by one of my staff members. They were really nice. Were they really nice?
Very nice.
Because Lori, the receptionist, usually answers the phone like she's doing time.
Well, she called me.
She called you?
Yeah, twice.
Well, that explains the name tag. I bet you Lori put that there for you.
I think she did.
She loves you. I think we all love David, don't we?
Yes.
David, if say that these beams weren't regulation and this building crashed and we had to live here just like among ourselves for a really long period before they did dig us out, I would like you to be president.
Okay.
I feel that good about you. Hey, you guys, I have this theory. Recycling is very important to me. And, recycling is. And I have this theory that most Americans, when the topic comes up, they tend to glaze over. They can't usually take more than one little piece of information at a time. So tonight we've invited Shelley Graff from the Pickup Artist. Here she is now. Shelley will just offer us as much information as we can handle at a time. Shelley, would you give us a recycling tip, please?
Sure. The #1 component in landfills is, believe it or not, telephone books.
David. And Shelley, what are we supposed to do about that?
Well, we're supposed to recycle them. We're supposed to take them to the recycling center and make sure that they're getting recycled.
I had no idea. Thank you very much, Shelley Graff. Little recycling tip. Thank you. Hey, you guys, if you'll recall, during the election year of 1992, one of the things that steered the political race was people insisting that we talk about the economy, and even that big butterhead Perot, I give him credit for bringing up the subject of the economy. That's about as far as my credit for him can go. But he did keep insisting upon it, and I was right at the head of everybody saying, talk about the economy, and then when the candidates started talking about it, I realized, I don't know anything about the economy. I tend to agree with the last guy who spoke in a debate. So tonight on my show, I invited 4 economists with a variety of economic philosophies to explain them to us and answer a couple of questions. And they couldn't be here because they were very, very busy at the, where are they again? They're in the Santa Cruz Boardwalk. So they're going to come up here. We find them? There they are. We put them, hey, you economists. I think what we'll do is, why don't you, but I think what we'll do is, you guys, if you can, as you whip by the camera, if you could just shout out your name and your economic philosophy, the title.
Barry Macon, pragmatist.
Bob Poland, Democratic Socialist.
We threw in a barbershop quartet just to have them.
Ravi Batra, protectionist.
Frank Wyckoff, neoclassicist.
All right, why don't we pull up to Frank Wyckoff? Does the camera guy know which one is Frank?
Whoa, I'm Frank.
There he is. There's Frank. There's Frank. All right, camera guy, if they could just pull number 7 right on around to us. Frank, this is Dr. Frank Wyckoff, who's being temporarily obscured by the barbershop quartet. All right.
I'm here.
Doctor, should we call you Dr. Wyckoff or
If
Frank?
you like. Frank's fine.
Okay, Frank, it's good to have you. Now, let me ask you a question. Should government regulate private business?
No, too much regulation is not so good for the economy.
Is not so good for the economy.
No.
And what
No,
makes
it makes it difficult.
It makes
Well,
it.
Adam Smith showed in 1776 that people like to truck and barter. They like to buy things, sell things, make money, spend money. No one likes to do what they're told by some bureaucrat in distant Washington.
And Adam Smith figured that out in what year?
He wrote that book called The Wealth of Nations in 1776.
In
He's the father of
1776.
economics.
He
That's
figured
right.
out that people like to spend money and buy things and sell
That's right.
things.
Right, we still do.
Adam Smith?
Yeah,
He's not in one of these cups. Where's the camera guy going?
beats the heck out of me.
Apparently one of the quartet looks just like Adam Smith.
Okay.
I think that's him on the tilt-a-whirl back there behind you. All right, thank you very much. We'll check back in a little while. Thanks, you guys. I was taking a last-minute look to see if a protectionist would spin. All right, I think we have to go to a commercial, and I believe the Mint Juleps, our guests tonight, will sing us into the commercial.
1, 2, 3, doom. Ba 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 ya ya. Ba 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 ya hey hey. Ba 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 ya ya. Ba 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 ya ya.
Moving closer, moving closer. Why don't you come a little closer? Moving closer, yeah.
The Mint Juleps are from England, and they actually do have instruments, but there was a problem on the airplane, and a lot of their luggage got lost, and so they've just had to sing without those instruments. I don't know how the heck they've been doing it. You guys, because I want the people who watch this show at home to, I want the home audience and the studio audience to become one. I don't want the home audience to miss anything that's happening here. So, is there any way, Sam, will they turn the air conditioning on, and will you just, will you show? Are you gonna be fast enough to catch the whole experience? I think, well, actually, the reason they turn it off is because it's so noisy, so I think they will hear it. All right, can somebody who is ever in charge, the air conditioning department guy. Do you get doused with something when that goes by? Is there like dust on it or something that drops on you? Oh, for heaven's sakes. I am so
It's
sorry.
heavier than dust. It's like sand almost.
It's more like not so much a dust, it's more of a sand.
Yeah. Yeah. It's heavier than that.
Certainly a hairline distinction, little buddy. What do you do for a living, sir?
I'm a police officer.
Oh, you're a police officer. Oh, so you know to make those kind of distinctions. You have to be able to give a quick description. Isn't that true? Can't just be, it was a guy, it was a big guy. It's got to be, it was a guy and he had a dust, no more of a sand on him. Is this your wife?
This is my
This
wife.
is your wife. And
My
who's that
mother-in-law.
lady?
I'm mother.
That's who?
Excellent mother-in-law.
That's your mother-in-law?
Yes,
This is
it is.
the cutest little thing I ever have seen.
Hey, brings tears to your eyes, doesn't it?
Well, it kind of does a little bit, sir. Well, not so much tears, more of a moisture.
It gets better. My father-in-law's behind us.
And that's your father-in-law up behind? Oh, for
Yeah.
heaven's sakes. Hey, sir, how are you? If you don't mind my saying so, sir, you look like you might have been over to the Gene Autry Museum just a while ago.
Paula, my hand's up.
Yes, you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, once the conversation is always going, you don't have to
I have a
re-raise.
confession to make.
I'm sorry?
You listen to confessions? You know, like...
Do I listen to confessions?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. At the last big TV thing that was downtown just recently.
The last big TV thing that was downtown
Yeah,
just recently?
Yeah, the Emmy Awards.
Oh, the Emmy Awards, yes, sir.
Because of you, I stayed up that night and saw all the
I'm so
awards.
touched. Well, thank you very much. Actually, now, speaking of that, I wanted to find out, like ABC bought 13 shows from us, and you know, television, they could pretty much rip the shows off the air at any time. And so I wanted to find out, like, short of getting an Emmy, what we had to do to stay on the air. And so for one thing, well, we have this timeline. Can you guys spin the wall? Now we have a timeline here. This is the history of the world and the history of ABC television in my time slot. It's done to scale so that the Black Plague is over here, just to give you a sense, and then television comes in right here. This is, hey Sam, can you get this? Now, okay, look at this, you guys. Since Starsky and Hutch, since Huggy Bear mastered the small screen, only one show, which was The Love Boat, has gone more than one season in this Paula Poundstone time slot. It's a very challenging time slot. The 200 people here may be the only viewers. Now, what we did tonight was I invited, let's see, ABC's Executive Vice President of Programming, Research, and Marketing. His name is Peter Chrysanthopoulos. Where is Peter? Oh, here he comes. Hi, how are
Hi, Paula. How are you?
Good.
Nice to see you.
We tried one time having me move the stool, and it just doesn't work. Peter Chrysanthopoulos, let me ask you, and you guys feel free to ask Peter questions. He's here for us. Now, first of all, how does Nielsen determine the ratings?
Basically, they've developed a sample that's nationally representative, and everybody in the country has an equal opportunity of being in this Nielsen sample.
Like winning the lottery?
Kind of like winning a lottery.
Has anybody here ever been a Nielsen family? All right, so we've had even though we've all had an equal opportunity to be Nielsen families, none of us, coincidentally, have ever been. I'm sure
Well,
it's...
the odds are 1 in 24,000, so, you know, there are only a couple hundred people here.
Yeah. More tried to come. We only had so many seats, for heaven's sakes. All right, now, I was just wondering, maybe you could explain to me then, in terms of remaining on the air, Peter, this is a chart that just shows, like, the shares that a bunch of shows have, and for those, each cookie equals 1.5 share. Now, what is a share, by the way?
A share is of the people that are watching television. So, on average, there are about 60 million households watching television. If you have a 20 share, that means 20% of that 60 million, or 12 million homes, are watching television.
Did you get that? Another correct answer, Peter, would have been, why one cookie, of course. Trying to make it simple for you, but you insist on going for the math. So, just in general, so this was the amount of shares that the last MASH episode got. Maybe I'm setting my sights a little too high in the Saturday evening time slot. But, and then this was the amount of shares that Pink Lady and Jeff got, which, has anybody ever heard of Pink Lady and Jeff? Did you guys, have you seen it?
Yeah, it was like 2 Japanese ladies and a white man. What was his name? Yeah, Jeff, obviously.
Look at that. Now, the odds of these people being Nielsen families are phenomenal, but the odds of them seeing a show that didn't get more than 12 cookies. 4 people here know the Pink Lady and Jeff show backwards and forwards. Sir, I would like for you to have. You know. So, Peter, can you give me any sense of where we need to fall in? Exactly how many cookies the Paula Poundstone Show needs to receive in order to remain on the air?
About 12.
Well, let me just point out to you that Pink Lady and Jeff, which had 4 avid viewers, got only 12 cookies, was ripped off the air, I think, after the first show, wasn't it?
That was in 1980. Now it's 1990. Things have changed a little bit.
Things have changed, so now you have to just barely scrape the bottom of the bowl to remain afloat as a television show.
No, not quite.
Now, can you give me any sort of guarantee, Peter, that if I get 12 cookies, do they have to lay flat in the tube, or can they?
Actually, yes. You need an equal proportion of viewers throughout, so yes.
Yeah, you, sir.
I have a question. If I'm not at home next Saturday night, but I tape the show, does Paula get credit?
She does, according to Nielsen.
I'm not saying that just anybody who tapes will receive a cookie. But there is always that possibility. All right, well, we wanted to kiss up to a Nielsen family. We wanted to meet a Nielsen family and do what we could to encourage them to either watch our show or at least push the button and leave the house. And we found out through a little bit of research, totally can't.
No can do.
No, you'd never get away with that, right? So then we thought, well, we'll meet the neighbors of a Nielsen family and maybe have them more subtly influence the Nielsen family. And
just as bad.
Exactly. They really were putting their foot down about a lot of stuff. So what we finally decided to do was meet some neighbors of Leslie Nielsen. Which, it's the Guzik family. They live just up the street from him. And this just sort of shows you that it's really close enough that you could touch Leslie Nielsen. Is it Mrs. Guzik?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is Mrs. Guzik in her kitchen, just tidying up a little bit.
Doing the dishes.
You couldn't get that out of the way before we came in
We
the house?
tried. We tried.
Mrs. Guzik, is that the kids making all that racket?
Yeah, that's Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Say hi.
Say hi.
Sarah Guzik, one of my viewers. Now, Mrs. Guzik, are you guys big television watchers?
Sometimes. We have 2 teenagers here who watch TV a lot.
You're saying that Sarah is a teenager?
No, you have to see
what-
Eden.
Eden?
Eden.
Hi. Eden, nice to meet you. Do you ever see Leslie Nielsen
I saw him once in a car, a Cadillac.
in a Cadillac? Can you show us where his house is from your house?
Sarah,
Sarah, go walk with me.
Sarah, you want to come for a walk with me?
Go
Go
outside.
walk with you.
Come on, she's tearing the kitchen up.
That's right.
It's no wonder Mrs. Guzik's slaving over dishes in the middle of the night. That's Sarah.
Oh, you're gonna.
They used to have all sorts of valuable things. Sarah broke each and every one.
Okay, it's just this way.
This isn't lit too well, but apparently it's illegal for us really to look at Leslie Nielsen's house. So perhaps you could just give us the general direction there, Eden.
North.
North? Oh, we'll be right there. Hey, Eden, have you ever trick-or-treated at his house?
No, nobody gives candy out here.
What do you mean? Do you know how filthy rich Leslie Nielsen is? He couldn't come across with a little snack size of some sort? Oh,
It's right here.
Thank you very much. Eden, great job. Great. thank you very much. Nice meeting you. Thanks a lot, you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Peter, thanks very much for
Thank
coming
you.
down.
Good luck.
All right, so 12.
Have a good season.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Take
12
care.
cookies.
18 share.
How is that 18 share 12 cookies?
1.5. 12 equals 1.5.
He did some sort of fancy weird math there at the end. He did like one of those car dealer things towards the end there. No, I said the service warranty covered just the ignition. All right, thank you very much. I'm pretty sure we have to go to a commercial this time. Maybe the mint juleps, where are they?
Round away, round away, round away, round away, round away. Come on, you set me free. Come on, set me free. You set me free. Set me free. Yeah, 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 set me free.
That was... You know, I think perhaps it's time for another recycling fact from Shelley Graff in the fact booth.
In your lifetime, you'll throw away 800 times your weight in garbage. That means if you weigh 150 pounds, you'll leave 144,000 pounds of trash for your kids.
So we're supposed to recycle. That would be what we should do about that, or lose weight.
That too, but actually what you want to do is create less trash to begin with. Use ceramic mugs, copy on both sides of the paper, buy things in bulk, use cloth napkins.
I have to tell you something. Every one of those things here, I'm so gloating because my staff was so reluctant. We had big fights about this mug thing. Big fights. I used to have to wash the mugs every single day in order to get them not to use paper cups. Shelley, where have you been? All right, thank you very much, Shelley Graff, for that important recycling fact. And now, you guys, we have not allowed the mint juleps to sing an entire song for you yet tonight. And that seems totally wrong to me. All right, you guys, you ready? Do you have your lips? Cool. Will you do me a favor? Will you tell them your names?
Oh, my name's Julie with the lips. I'm Sandra. I'm Debbie. Debbie as well. Marcia, hello. Lizzie, hello.
And you know, the amazing thing, they've been with us for almost a week. They have kept those accents up the entire time. All right, you guys, are you ready? This time, the mint juleps are going to sing a whole song, and you're lucky. Would you please welcome the mint juleps?
Don't let your heart slip away from me. Don't let your heart. Don't let your heart. Don't let your heart slip away from me. Ba 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 ba.
Never leave me. Love like ours should never go cold. I'll keep on loving you as I grow. I think of you each night and each day. I promise you that I'll always stay.
From me.
I'll never let anyone walk by my side. I'll never let them come into my life. They say I'm going crazy. I know that it's true. If I'm really going crazy, it's all over you. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Don't let your heart slip away from me.
Your heart,
your heart
your heart.
Slip away from me. Don't want my heart
to ever free.
Slip away from me. Don't want my heart to be lonely. Don't want my heart to stray. I need to love somebody. I'm glad that you came my way. My way's really empty until you came around. I hope you know I'm gonna love you. I'm glad you
heart, oh, to and from free. Don't let your heart, oh, stay. Don't let your heart, oh, slip away from me. Don't let your heart slip away from me. Don't want my heart, oh, to and from free. Don't let your heart, oh, slip away from me. Do-do-do. Round our way, round our way, round our way, round our way.
That lady there.
My daughter would like to know if they have a CD out.
Oh, your daughter wants to know if they have a CD out? Does your daughter know the rule about when someone has a question?
No!
That they ask the question themselves? What? Is that your daughter there? Are we supposed to act like we don't see her? Okay, are you like embarrassed? Okay, how about this? Everybody just, if you could just not see the daughter. Well, what's your name? Susan. Susan? And you guys have a CD out, don't you?
We don't, no. We have a CD out in Germany, but that's no good to you, is it really?
Not really.
No.
No.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
That you just it's in Germany? And there's no way that we could possibly...
If you go to Germany, you could.
Do you want me to ask your mom? You know... I know, Susan, how you don't like to deal directly. I've experienced that so far. How old are you?
17.
17. You seem like young but kind of mature. 17. So you probably don't work.
I did this summer, but
Oh,
I'm
you
going
did this
to school
summer?
now.
What did you do?
I worked at the Hollywood Bowl.
You worked at the Hollywood Bowl, doing
parking cars.
Parking car. I can't tell you how impressed I am. You park cars?
Yes.
And they tuck them in there at the Hollywood Bowl. Have you been there? That's an incredible thing. I can't, on a whole street by myself, I can't park my own car.
I don't get them in and park. I don't get in them and park them. I tell them where to put it.
Oh, you don't get in them to park them. Well, that must be very hard. What do? Rotate the earth? No. You know, you're young, but you're very strong physically. So, Susan, if you were... If we had like a matchbox car, you just... Very impressive. Could you bring a pumpkin in? Can you just... Thank you very much, Mr. Pumpkinhead. We're going to go right now to Washington, to Sam Donaldson, who you know was the ABC White House correspondent and now is the co-host of Primetime Live with Diane Sawyer. And tonight, he has an early breaking Halloween story. Sam Donaldson? Hey, Mr. Donaldson, how are you?
Well, hi, Paula. I must say, for your first show, you seem to be going on pretty well.
It's going okay, thanks.
I want to read a story that I think typifies Washington. You know, Paula, the president's at one end of Pennsylvania Avenue, and the 535 members of Congress are at the other end. And we have a story tonight that will explain to everyone what's going on here.
Great.
It's Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak. Now, if you'll just think of the president as Max and the wild things as the members of Congress, you'll understand perfectly. Here we go. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind and another, his mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to bed without eating anything. That very night, in Max's room, a forest grew and grew and grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through night and day and in and out of weeks and almost over a year to where the wild things are. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws, till Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with the magic trick of staring into all their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all and made him king of all wild things. And now, cried Max, let the wild rumpus start. Now can everyone see this? How about this? I know you, Senator. I'd know you anywhere. And what about this? And stop, Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. And then all around, from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. But the wild things cried, oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so. And Max said, no. The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye and sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day and into the night of his very own room where he found his supper waiting for him. And it was still hot. The end.
Sam, let me just say you have a gift.
I have a gift?
When you said the part about they rolled their terrible eyes, I felt it.
I felt it. I couldn't see for another minute. It was just going on instinct from then on.
That was great. Thank you very, very much. Have a good night, sir. Thank you.
Good night, Paula.
I don't know how we tricked Sam Donaldson into reading Where Wild Things Are for us. I don't know if... Bonnie, did he know that that's what we wanted him to do when we asked if he would do something? That's an incredible thing. He did it really good. Yeah. When he said, let the wild rumpus begin, it was all I could do to remain seated. All right, you mint juleps. Ready?
1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, I reckon gang, gang, ooh, I reckon gang, gang, gang. I reckon gang, gang. You must be once a Fensick.
I'm sure they said forensic that time. I'm absolutely sure of it. You guys, you know what? My neighbor, Muffins, you know my neighbor Muffin? Betty's here. That's my neighbor Betty, right over there, for heaven's sakes. Hey, Betty. How are you? I've called the cops on her I don't know how many times. Oh, the noise, the racket, the barking, the yelling. You guys, we're going to check in with the economists again, because I think they've been spinning this whole time, and I feel a little guilty. Are they there?
Here.
I mean, well, probably a huge line of kids waiting to get on this ride.
That's right.
You guys, as you go by, will you yell the answer to this all-important question? If tax hikes help or hurt our economy here?
Less taxes, less government. That's what we need.
I'm gonna sail upon that ferry boat, never to return.
There's taxes on foreign goods. Let's invest the peace dividend before we raise taxes.
Can I get them to pull Dr. Ravi Batra up to me? I think this is him coming up here. Dr. Batra?
Yes.
Can I call you Ravi?
Sure, please do.
Thank you. Now, what do you say about tax hikes?
Well, you know, for 150 years, America had very high taxes on foreign goods and very low taxes on Americans. Now, since the war, our government has been reducing taxes on foreign goods and raising them on American goods, American companies, and the American people. So in the process, we have destroyed our economy and we have revived foreign economies. So I'm saying, let's raise taxes on foreign goods, reduce them on the American people. That's all in my new book. My new book, The Myth of Free Trade.
Ravi, a subtle plug, sir. How about if we, spin the cups again, you guys, and let me ask you a question about international free trade. Is that in the interest of our economy?
We've got to protect our jobs, Paula.
Free trade's a sellout to big business, Paula.
This was my fear.
Stock market crash is coming.
Free trade's terrific for everybody.
Oh, wait, one guy says it's good. I don't know, I didn't hear what Ravi said, something about cheese.
Stock market crash is coming. Stock market crash because of free trade.
It's a sellout to big business.
No, this is what I think we have to do. I think we have to spin the balls one more time in order to determine what who gets to give their economic forecast for the next several years, because in my opinion, economics are this random that pretty much anybody's guess is as good as the next guy's. Let's just spin them randomly and we'll just pick one. I'll just count to 5, and whichever economist pulls up, including the barbershop quartet, that they will tell their prediction for the next few years, and that'll be it. Okay, ready? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that guy.
Okay. We're in for trouble.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we're in for trouble, and we don't even know how bad we're in.
Barry Minkin believes we're in for trouble. Could you expand on that, Barry?
People don't realize how many jobs we're losing to foreign competition. We've given up the $70 billion consumer electronics business, for example. We make no TVs, no radios, no VCRs in the U.S. anymore.
You know, now that you mentioned the thing about the things that we don't make here in this country, I don't know if you were able to hear this earlier, but we also are not putting out any mint julep CDs here.
Even that, Paula. Even that.
I totally believe you, Barry, although you could spin the pool balls and hear that everything was great. All right. Thank you very, very much.
Well, thank you, Paula.
Barry Minkin, ladies and gentlemen, one of the economists in the pool ball.
1, 2, 3, don't let slip away from me. Don't let slip away from me. Da-da-da.
You guys, we will be right back after this because we do whatever we want to do.
1, 2, 3, 4, I reckon can, I reckon can, I reckon can, you know she wants a forensic.
There was one thing that we wanted to be able to tell the home viewers, but this, all right, the camera guy can't show her, but right behind Dave, the cameraman, is Susan Futterman, and she is the ABC broadcast standards person for us. She tells us what is legal for us to say or not say, and she didn't want to be on camera here tonight, and so we promised her that she wouldn't be. So the camera guy knows his instructions. You cannot show Susan Futterman on camera. But I needed her ear to validate so that what I was about to say won't be illegal. Susan, could you just prove that you're here? Thank you very much. We wanted to be able to invite people around the country that would like to participate in the show by being in the studio audience. We wanted to be able to invite them to write letters, and if they were going to be in Los Angeles, that we could arrange tickets to come to the show for them. But Susan said that we can't do that because...
Well, Paula, you only have 200 seats here, and we could get 100,000 letters, and we couldn't seat all these people, and you couldn't answer all that mail, and people write in and think you're going to answer them, and you're not.
Susan, keep in mind, I've already been totally bummed out by Barry Minkin. All right, so now if I have you here validating that I have said to the viewers at home that we might not be able to respond to your mail should, and so far we don't even have one cookie worth of shares yet, but that I might not be able to respond to your mail. It's okay for us then to tell them that they can write?
It's okay then.
Okay, and where should they write to?
Right here. Here we go.
Ooh, it's on both sides. The Paula Poundstone Show, care of ABC Productions, P.O. Box 67459, Los Angeles, California, 90067. So that's where you, the home viewer, could write to have tickets to the Paula Poundstone Show. Thank you very much. You guys, we may as well say goodnight. I don't know, should I walk back over there to say goodnight, or should I just say it here? I'll walk back over, fine. Don't show Susan Futterman. She's wearing black pants, platinum leather shoes, has kind of curly hair and glasses. There. All right. Well, I want to thank you. Wait a minute, one more question.
Quick question.
Get that microphone over there. Uh-oh, you're in like a problem seat there, sir.
A question for the recycling lady. Paper or plastic?
I say use reusable bags. But if you're going to use either, there's pros and cons to both. Paper takes up more room in the landfill, and plastic is actually can be compacted in the landfill better, and you can reuse it more. So it's really up to you, but I say you use reusable bags.
Thank you very much, Shelley Graff. These are really depressing facts so far. The economy's going to hell in a handbasket, and the basket is plastic. That's the bad news. You guys, you've been a terrific crowd. I thank you very, very much for coming down. Thanks a lot.
This is Bill Ritter. Sunday, celebrate Halloween with us as we tour the cemetery capital of the country. Then the queen of infomercials, Susan Powter, and actor Robert Mitchum on Good Morning America Sunday.
Have a social life. Big